Hi friends! Happy Sunday! So for today, I want to share with you a story in the Bible coming from the book of Mark, chapter 9, beginning verse 14 up to verse 27. So this story is about a boy that is being possessed by a spirit which robs him of his speech. So in verse 18, it says that whenever the spirit sees him, it throws him to the ground, he gnashes his teeth, he foams in the mouth, and he becomes rigid. So the father of this boy had brought him to the disciples of Jesus in the hope that they might be able to help them and cast the spirit away from his son's body. But unfortunately, they weren't able to do so. So when Jesus had heard the situation, he told them to bring the boy to him. In verse 20, it says that they brought the boy to Jesus, and when the spirit had seen Jesus, he immediately threw the boy into convulsion. He fell into the ground, he rolled around, and he was foaming in the mouth. Jesus asked the father for how long this has been happening to the boy, and the father said that it had been like this since childhood, and often he would throw him in fire or water to kill him. And the father pleaded to Jesus, "If you can do anything, please have mercy on us and help us." Today, I want to focus on the conversation that Jesus had with the father of this boy. The father and the boy is in a very difficult situation. You can imagine how hard the situation is for them. And they are desperately seeking for someone who can help them and someone who will bring healing to his son. And I can imagine how many times they tried and how many people that they have approached just to get the healing that they had been seeking for. So when they approached Jesus, the father told Jesus that if he can do anything. I can't help but notice the word used by the father during this time. He said, "But if," it shows the state of his heart. The father is desperately seeking for healing, but his heart is already clouded with doubt. He doubts what Jesus can do, and he doubts what Jesus is willing to do in their lives. And what was Jesus' response to him? Jesus said, "Everything is possible for one who believes." Faith makes the impossible possible. How many times in the Bible was it mentioned that if we believe, we will see the glory of God? Or faith can make all things possible. While God operates by His grace and mercy, we receive the grace and the abundance of God's blessing through our faith. The Bible tells us that without faith, it is impossible to please God. For he who comes to God must believe that He exists and that He is a rewarder of those who diligently seek Him. The Bible also tells us that whoever comes to God must have faith and must not doubt, for he who doubts is like a wave in the ocean that is being tossed around, and such a person should not expect that he will receive something or anything from the Lord. Brothers and sisters, friends, faith is very vital and very essential to our lives. Faith enables us to receive the grace, the mercy, the blessings coming from the Lord. In the same manner, faithlessness hinders the work of God in our lives. And there are certain moments in our life that seem so hard and impossible. And sometimes we lose our hope, and sometimes we end up doubting and stop believing that God can do something about it and that God is willing to do something about our situation. Just like the father in this story, somehow down the road, after trying so much, he grew tired of believing and hoping that there is a way for his son to be healed. So when he approached Jesus, he was already in a state of belief. By the sound of the answer he given to Jesus, he already gave up and he already lost his hope and all his confidence. But Jesus told him everything is possible to him who believes. Those who believes in the Lord, those who have faith in God, anything will be possible. And these words struck hard in the heart of this father. He realized his faithlessness and he realized how his unbelief is hindering the work of God in his life. And he said to Jesus, "Lord, I believe. Help me overcome my unbelief." And Jesus did so. Jesus healed his son. The father and the son had experienced the supernatural power of God in their lives. The spirit that was possessing his son was cast away, and the son was able to receive restoration and freedom from this bandage that is holding him up. And even up to now, God can still do something. And He is willing to do something good and something great in your life. You might have given up. You might have lost your hope with all the things that is going on around the world, around us. We might already lost our confidence that something good will turn up this year or something good will turn up in our life. But you know, with God, things can change. With God, the show is not yet over. He can turn things all around. You just have to believe in Him. Believe that God can do miracles and believe that God is willing to do miracles in our life. And I find it amazing that the grace of God is overflowing, that even in our faithlessness and even in our unbelief, we can always come to Him and ask Him to help us overcome our unbelief, and He will help us. Whenever we struggle with doubt and faithlessness, ask God to help us overcome it all. As we come to a new week, may we be able to face it in full assurance of faith that God can do anything and that God is willing to do something great in your life. Do not give up yet. God is not yet done with your life. It's not over until God says it's over. God can turn our situations around. And even if this hard times causes you to doubt, waver in your faith, ask God to help you overcome your unbelief. And I'm certain that God will help us and God will see us through these difficult times. May our faith to God bring forth answers to our prayers this coming days. Happy Sunday, friends! May you have a blessed and fruitful week ahead. God bless you!